Warning: the following fanfic reading is for mature audiences only. It contains mature subjects such as grief, death of loved ones, discrimination, alcoholism, and gore. Viewers' discretion is advised. The Legend of Spike, Discourse Mask, written by Diablo Guapo. Chapter 4, Denial Cycle, Final Day. Dawn of the final day. 24 hours remaining. Spike's eyes were bloodshot. Once again, he had a restless night due to the poor conditions of his room in the inn. He dragged himself from the bed and headed to the window. As he predicted, the moon was even closer. He stood there, warily staring at the moon.
Next time, I'm getting a different room. Whoa there!
His thoughts were interrupted by a sudden tremor. The quake caught Spike by surprise, and he had to steady himself. He looked back at the moon, panic filling his heart. The merchant said that he only had 3 days to retrieve the mask and his flute. But did he mean exactly 72 hours? Spike needed to get the element of honesty and get out of there before it was too late. But first, he needed information. Spike ran as fast as he could to Celestia's shrine in the northern gardens. He passed Babs and the other crusaders on the way. They waved to him, but he was in a hurry. He ran up the hill to the shrine, where he hoped to find Princess Celestia. He found her lying down at the base of the altar, her bird guards attentively watching her.
Princess Celestia!
He shouted as he waded across the pool of water.
Spike? What is it?
I need to know, when will the clock tower open?
It should open at midnight tonight.
And when will the moon crash in Atrotna?
She frowned at the grim question, but answered.
It will reach us.
She was interrupted by another tremor.
It will reach us at the dawn of the next day. As Nightmare Moon attacked me, she swore to me that as the ponies of Trotana looked to the horizon for the sun to rise on the day of the summer sun celebration, she would then crush them all with her moon.
Well, at least that gives me a few hours to find the element of honesty. But there's a problem.
What will that be?
She's waiting up there on top of the clock tower. Or at least she was the other day.
The regal pony frowned at this information.
So be it,
she said, slowly rising to her feet. Her legs trembled from her weakened state.
I'll go with you to meet her.
What? Princess, no!
He was shocked that she would even consider leaving the shrine in her condition.
You can't face her like this!
I know, Spike, but we have no other choice. I'll distract her while you grab the element of honesty.
But she could kill you!
Spike pleaded with the white alicorn, but she slowly started to make her way to the entrance of the shrine.
That is possible. But as long as you retrieve the element and use the watch to return to the other day, all will be fine.
Spike wanted to argue, but she seemed adamant in her decision. She paused and turned her head back to the cult.
Would you mind accompanying me? Today is the eve of the summer sun celebration, and I would love to see my subjects enjoying the festivities. Since my guards are busy at the moment, I would like an escort.
Spike gave her a sympathetic smile and went to her side.
I would be honored!
The pair made their way across the park into the city square. Ponies that they met on the way would greet the princess and bow before her. She graciously returned their greetings as she made her way to a platform on the clock tower that overlooked the plaza. The platform happened to be over the doors which Spike had entered through when he first came to Clocktown. The ponies below looked up to her, expecting her to make a declaration due to her standing on the platform.
Good morning, my little ponies. As you all know, today is the day before the Summer Sun celebration. I invite you all to enjoy yourselves, and I look forward to seeing you all at the celebration tomorrow morning. Thank you.
Yeah!
Woo!
All hail Princess! Woo! She then lay down on the platform as the ponies returned to their previous engagements. Celestia gave a motherly smile as she watched her subjects run around the city. Some were busy with the preparations, while a few others played some of the games. The small size of the crowd was noticeable, for many had fled to seek refuge from the moon elsewhere.
Wait a second. Good. What is going on? What's happening?
Your Highness?
Yes, Spike?
She asked, being roused from her musings.
Shouldn't we tell them what's going on? I'm pretty sure that they've noticed the moon. Shouldn't we tell them to evacuate?
Spike, look.
She motioned to the ponies below.
The ones that remain are the ones who refuse to leave out of devotion to their duties. Some don't leave because they rather spend the last hours at home with their families. Others stay because they refuse to accept the truth, and others are too scared to even know what to do. In the end, it doesn't matter what they do. If we are successful, then they have nothing to fear. But if we fail, then it won't matter where they run. But I believe that we will succeed.
But Your Highness, how do you know we'll succeed?
Because I have faith in you.
She said, smiling down at her companion. At first, he doubted her words, but her smile filled his heart with comfort.
Now tell me, what is Equestria like?
Spike began to describe to her the world that he calls home. He explained that the same ponies that are in Trodna are in Equestria, but there are some differences. For instance, Fluttershy tended to the needs of her animal friends in his world, but here she was the manager of the Wonderbolts. They spent the day with him telling her about his friends. He told her about their adventures, their personalities, their hobbies, their dreams, and the good times they shared together.
Your home sounds lovely. I'm quite envious, to be honest.
Really?
He asked, amazed at her statement. She nodded in response.
You said that your friends are the bearers of the elements of harmony. Your world is fortunate to have such a wonderful group of friends worthy to wield the elements to protect your world, to be able to use them to stop your nightmare moon and save your Princess Luna.
Spike knew where she was going with this. He frowned as he saw the longing look upon her face. Tears began to fall from her eyes.
I miss her so much.
Spike, who was now lying beside her, nuzzled up against her comfortingly. In gratitude, she returned the favor. Spike looked up to the sky. Of course, he saw the moon, but he also saw the sun starting to lower to the western horizon. Princess Celestia's horn glowed, and the sun began to sink below the horizon. After it was out of sight, Celestia released the magic and panted. Sweat had formed upon her brow.
Princess, you shouldn't strain yourself like that.
Spike reproved, concerned for her well-being.
It's all right, Spike. Besides, I have to do it. We don't want things to be even more chaotic than they already are.
I guess you're right.
You look as exhausted as I do.
I haven't slept in the past few days.
Maybe this will help,
she said, her horn glowing again. Her magic felt soothing as it flowed through his body. Then he felt invigorated as strength filled his body and his fatigue was diminished.
Wow!
Spike shouted in surprise, But then his concern for the princess returned.
You shouldn't have wasted your magic on me, princess. You'll need all that you have to face Nightmare Moon.
Spike, I'm not expecting you to defeat Nightmare Moon. I can only hope to distract her long enough for you to get the element and the flute. You, on the other hoof, will need all the strength that you have to face the element's challenge.
What is the challenge?
I can't say for certain. When I hid the elements of harmony across Chotana, I placed a spell on them so that any pony trying to obtain them would have to face a challenge that reflects the pony's mind and heart as well as each element's specific nature.
So it depends on the element and the pony?
That is correct. So prepare yourself for anything.
They sat in silence during the remaining time, mentally bracing themselves for the conflict that waited for them on top of the clock tower. It seemed that midnight came all too quickly. Before they knew it, the clock began to chime.
1. Happy New Year!
I'm so excited!
Ponies in the square began to launch fireworks, lining the plaza in a prism of colors. When they arrived, they saw Nightmare Moon hovering over the observation deck, not noticing the arrival of the two. Also, there was a stone orb resting in the center of the deck. Seeing this was an opportunity. Spike rushed over to the orb while the dark alicorn wasn't looking. He noticed it was embedded in the floor. He grabbed it with his hooves and began to pull. As soon as he touched the orb's stone surface, there was a flash of light, and Spike found himself standing in a black void.
Hello? Is any pony here? Is there anything here?
Only what you bring with you.
Out of the darkness, an orange earth pony with a Stetson hat came forth.
Applejack, you're here! I'm so glad to see you!
He started to head towards the blonde mare with the intention to hug her, but she held up a hoof and said,
I'm not really here, Sugar Cube. I'm only a product of the spell and of your imagination.
Oh.
Spike moaned and looked down in disappointment. Seeing this, the Mirage Applejack walked up to him and wrapped a comforting foreleg around him.
I'm sorry, Sugar Cube. I'd bet that the real me would give anything to be here for you right now, but that will have to wait for now. You're here for this, ain't you?
Spike looked up and saw a glowing orange gem floating beside her head.
Yes!
An honest answer. I like that.
So does that mean I passed the test?
No.
I thought not.
I must warn you, it won't be easy.
I know, but I have no choice. Every pony here needs me to do it.
Spike looked again to Applejack, but she and the element of honesty were gone. He frantically searched for them, but they were nowhere to be found.
Do you really think you have a chance with her?
Spike tried to find the source of the voice, but couldn't see any pony.
Look at you. You're a dragon. Oh, wait. You're not even that anymore.
From the darkness, another Spike emerged, but this one was still a dragon. The pony Spike was stunned by the appearance of the doppelganger.
She doesn't love you.
No, that's not true.
Is it?
The fake Spike asked as it cocked an eyebrow at him.
What would make you think otherwise? Has she ever given you a reason to make you think that she returns the feelings that you have for her?
Yes! One time she gave me a sapphire.
Yes, but she also conned a fire ruby from you, even though it was your birthday present to yourself.
She thanked me and said it was one of the most generous gifts she's ever received. She even gave me a kiss.
Is that supposed to mean anything? Do you really think you're special to her?
Of course I am. When I went on my quest of self-discovery, she followed me. She was even willing to stand up to those jerks.
She followed you because she thought you couldn't take care of yourself. She thinks you're a helpless baby and treats you like one. Face it, you're nothing but a child in her eyes. Is that why you constantly do favors for her?
Spike was silent for a moment, but then he quietly said something.
Yes.
What was that?
The doppelganger mocked, over-dramatically placing a claw to his ear frill.
Didn't quite catch that.
Yes.
One more time, please.
Yes! I do anything she tells me to do to prove that I'm not a child. I want her to see that I'm worthy of her.
But no matter what you do, she'll only see you as an infant. That's all you are to her. That's all you are to them all. A baby. A helpless baby who can't even take care of himself. That's what you'll ever be to them. At least your appearance now matches their opinion of you.
But I'll find a way to break this spell on me. I'll return to normal.
Oh yes! A dragon is so much better than a foal.
The impostor rolled his eyes.
So, you think Rarity could love you, even as a dragon? Ah! You have a better chance as a foal. At least you'd be the species. Even if you return to normal, what chance do you think you'll have with her? She's obviously only into snobbish, stuck-up, pompous, big shots like Prince Blueblood. What are you? You're a librarian's assistant. Oh yes, that's impressive. She wants fame, prestige, and class. Something you'll never be able to give her. Even if by some divine prank you manage to win her over. What then?
What do you mean? We'll be happy together for the rest of our lives.
Wrong! You'll be happy for the rest of her life. Don't forget that you're a dragon. Ponies everywhere will judge the two of you for being together. You'll grow and grow, and the larger you get, the more every pony will fear you.
They don't fear me!
That's because you're still a chubby, cute little baby dragon. Eventually, they won't find you so cute when you're a towering monster. Remember your birthday? The ponies weren't exactly thrilled with their sudden growth spurt, were they?
Spike's face flushed at the embarrassing memory.
But that won't be for a long time. They'll get used to me as I grow. It's not like I'll grow to the size of a house overnight.
Ah, but that presents another problem, doesn't it? True, you will slowly grow over time. Much slower, in fact, than any pony else. Applejack, Fluttershy, Pinkie Pie, Rainbow Dash, Twilight Sparkle, and yes, even your precious Rarity will all age a lot faster than you.
The mirage drew close to Spike's face and sinisterly grinned at him as he whispered in a sadistic tone.
You will watch as they, one by one, grow older and older while you remain young. You will watch as each and every one of them will die and turn to dust before your very eyes. You will spend the rest of your centuries-long life all alone, friendless, miserable, and hated by all. After millenniums have passed, you will wish that you have never been hatched and raised by ponies. You will envy the other dragons with their solitary lives, only caring for their hordes. You will wish that you were one of them. At least least then you would be spared the heartache that comes with being a dragon that perceives time as a pony.
Spike gawked at the illusion with stunned silence as the words pierced his heart. He was too shocked to even cry.
It's true. It's all true. I'm going to be alone.
The illusion laughed at the poor colt's face as it faded away into the darkness. The Mirage Applejack once again stepped forth from the darkness. She emphatically frowned at his pain and said,
I'm sorry, Sugar Cube. I really am.
The element of honesty reappeared between them. As it floated in the void, it started to spin. After it came to a rest, Spike saw that the element had changed. It was no longer an orange gem, but a piece of jewelry with a gem in the shape of an apple in the center. It then flew to Spike and latched around his neck. It seemed to be a breastplate of sorts. Spike looked from the element up to the Mirage Applejack and saw her give him a sad smile as the void disappeared in a flash of light. Once the flash was over, Spike found himself on top of the clock tower. Confused, he looked around and saw Princess Celestia walking up to him.
How long was I gone?
It appears to have been instantaneous for me. The element vanished as soon as you touched it, but then it immediately reappeared around your neck.
Well, a cold voice called from above. They looked up and saw Nightmare Moon hovering above them. Come to face me again, my dear sister. I see you brought the runt. Looking for this? The flute was floating beside her head, suspended by her magic.
Yeah, that's mine. Give it back.
And what will you do if I don't? Do you really think that you two can stop me? Look at yourselves, a weakened alicorn and a foal. If you want to stop something, try and stop this! The eyes of the mayor's mask glowed and waves of magic surged from it. There was a sudden tremble. The white alicorn and the cult looked up and saw that the moon had begun to accelerate towards them.
Sister, please stop this. You will kill us all.
Nightmare Moon's only response was a laugh, an insane laugh that would chill the hearts of any who heard it. Once again, Spike could hear others laugh echoing the alicorns. Spike tried to think of something, but he was running out of time. The moon was headed right at them. If only he had more time.
Wait a minute. The watch.
Spike shouted as he remembered the amulet. He looked at the flute that was floating by the head of Nightmare Moon and formed a plan. If she tried to pull it from her magic grip with his magic, she would notice it. She needed to be distracted. Thinking quickly, Spike fired a bolt of magic that went buzzing by her face. She yelped in surprise, and the flute fell to the deck below. Spike rushed forward and grabbed it with his magic. Why, you? Nightmare Moon started to growl, but she was hit square in the chest by a golden blast of magic. Princess Celestia flew up to the dark mare, who was reeling back from the attack, and shot another blast at her.
Hurry!
Nightmare Moon recovered and started to retaliate against her elder sister.
Use the amulet!
Wasting no time, Spike pressed the button on the side of the watch. Spike then found himself falling through a white void, surrounded by the image of many ticking clocks. Ponyville, Day 1, 6 o'clock p.m. It was getting late, and Rainbow Dash was still flying all over Ponyville looking for the missing dragon. She checked everywhere, the schoolyard, the park, the bottom of the well, but she couldn't find a trace of him. She then noticed Fluttershy flying towards her.
Anything? No. I hope he's okay. I'm so worried. I've asked my animal friends to check the forest. Well, let one of us know if they find anything.
The blue Pegasus said, as she sped off to search a hill that runaway carriages seemed to constantly roll uncontrollably down. Wait! Hold on! Anyway, before we have the to be continued and roll the credits and stuff like that. Now, this day is very special. Honey, if you're watching the premiere or watching this video, I have something special for you.
And a 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3, 4!
Happy birthday,
Crimson! Courtesy of, well, this entire crew.
We thank you all for this amazing opportunity, especially for your special day. And, of course, I love you, honey. It's for you. Happy birthday, hun bun. Now, with the surprise out of the way, let's roll the credits for Chapter 4 and bloopers, shall we?
And when will the moon crash into Trotna? Stupid motorcycles. Fuck. You'd think there'd be less of them considering everyone's gone for Thanksgiving break. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm gonna take a break from this real quick. I was just reading over the conversation between Spike and the imposter, and I feel like I have to do this based on what I just read. So here goes. Why did you make me do this? You're fighting so you can watch everyone around you die. Think, Spike. You'll outlast every insignificant being on this planet. You'll live to see this world crumble to dust. Everyone and everything you know will be gone. What will you have after 500 years? Okay, and now back to our regularly scheduled lines.
Your home sounds lovely. I'm quite envious, to be honest. Dang it, Yawn, I'm trying to record. Sheesh, is Celestia's voice so boring that you fall asleep? Dang it, okay. Let's try that again. I missed her so much. Fate has been cruel and order unkind. How can I have sent you away? Okay, alright, I'm gonna try that one again.
Stone orb resting in the center of the deck. Seeing this as an opportunity, Spike rushed over the orb while the dark alicorn wasn't looking. Smart. He noticed it was embedded in the floor. He grabbed it with his hooves and began to pull. Soon as he touched the orb's stone surface, there was a flash of light, and Spike found himself standing in a black void. He looked around but found nothing. He looked under the sink, but he found nothing. He looked on top of the refrigerator, but he found nothing. I'm sorry, what was that? What happened to you, Sugar Cube? My belly! Just as I start my line, my belly just goes brrt, and I'm like, what are you doing?